And we're always thinking it's about truth-telling, that we tell the truth, that we speak truth to power, whatever it is. But we always think it's about yakking and talking. And Jesus says, everyone who belongs to the truth will listen to my voice. Well, that's an interesting way to put it. Here we thought that the truth is something you speak. It turns out, perhaps, that the truth is something you belong to, which is an odd way to see it. And yet we still insist that it has to be, we're going to tell you the truth, you know, no matter how hard it is. And we're all like that because we're human beings. I was on a freeway, you know, and somebody had taken great effort to paint on a huge king-size bed sheet and hang it over the freeway over-ramp. And it said, trust in God or burn in hell, you know. And I go, these are my options. Like, and I'm sure the person who wrote that said, that's the truth, and I'm going to speak it. And, you know, I saw a bumper sticker once that said, Jesus loves you. Everyone else thinks you're an asshole. You know? Again, that's a truth. That's a truth we think we need to kind of tell you. I was in my office once, and a homie came in, and he's standing there, and he's kind of surveying the whole office. He goes, "Damn, G, your office is a mess." I said, "Well, thank you." It wasn't meant as a compliment. He said, "Well, when I said thank you right now, I wasn't meaning gratitude, actually." But he felt like he had to tell me this truth, and that we're hardwired to think that that's how it is. But the truth is, we don't bring the truth. The truth brings us. And that's where we kind of have to be connected. I remember years ago, there were two homies I knew, Bugsy and Miguel, from enemy neighborhoods, and boy did they hate each other. It wasn't just a neighborhood thing. It was personal. They hated each other. Then independently, separately, they got busted, went to Central Juvenile Hall, were in different units, different judges, and both judges sent them to the same kind of rehab house, you know, kind of placement, drug rehab mainly. But it was a house where they had to live together in the same house. And once a month I did mass at a camp, and the camp was near this house, so I knew they were both there, and I thought, equally, this is going to be bad, the two of them living together. So I went to go visit them, and I insisted that they visit with them both together. And they were like this the whole time, you know. And it was a one-way thing. I just kept talking, and they, you know, didn't want to speak in each other's presence, you know. Well, weeks later, Bugsy wrote me and said, "Can you kick me down with some fatty just so I have some money?" So I sent him $40. Well, 2 weeks later, he writes me and thanks me, and he says, "Hey, I gave $20 to Miguel." Well, a couple of weeks later, it was my turn to do mass again, so I dropped by the house. And I see the two of them there, and it was like totally changed. They had become friends. That, of course, you can't demonize people you know, because human beings can't sustain that. And so they were talking and said, "Yeah, you know, I share my clothes and my personals with them," Bugsy says. And then Miguel says, "Yeah, I guess all I had to do was to see his insides. That's all it took." They weren't about speaking the truth. That's what it looks like when you belong to the truth. We know it every time that you feel propelled out of your own self-absorption into kindness. You know that experience. Everyone who belongs to the truth will listen to my voice. The truth in the end is not something you speak, it's something you belong to, because the truth is not something we bring into the world. It brings us into the world. Amen.